Welcome back, everybody, to the One More Day show. Think about it this way. What if you just had one more day? In this comic book, Aunt May gets shot with a gun. Peter Parker has to go and stop her from dying. What happens next?
These are my favorite things.
Okay, guys, here's the deal.
It's like
here's the
LeVar
deal.
Burton introing The Reading Rainbow.
When did this come out?
It's like 2006, 2007.
Here's the deal, guys. About 20... Dog! Okay, guys, here's what happened. About 20 years ago, Joe Quesada went to J. Michael Straczynski and he said, what if we ruin Spider-Man forever? And that's what this comic book is. Let's talk about that, Michael.
Delightful. I'm Michael and he's Marshall. We're going to talk about Spider-Man one more day.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Long Box Tales from the Long Box Studio. This is the studio that we're in today. It's different than usual. We mentioned that on the last episode. But just as a quick refresher, the studio that we usually shoot in is under construction, so you might be seeing us in this area, the Marshall Solo video area, for a bit more than usual.
It's a nice place.
It is a nice place. I like it.
I
Maybe
like
I'll
it.
set up some better, lighting if we're going to be in here more often.
Your dog's upstairs, too.
She's upstairs. She's making noises.
Nice. You might hear her, but that's fine. You guys, you're dog people, okay?
You've heard of a dog, right?
Have you heard a dog speaking?
This is this thing that I've discovered. It's called dog.
She doesn't speak English, for the record.
Michael, let's talk about One More Day, sort of written by J. Michael Straczynski, more so written by Joe Quesada, penciled by Joe Quesada, inked by Danny Mickey, colored by Richard Isanove, and lettered by Chris Eliopoulos and Corey Petit.
It's a comic book that gets so much hate.
And it deserves it.
You think it deserves all the hate? Like, do you think it needs more hate? Do you think it needs less hate? Do you think it has the perfect amount of hate?
I think it's adequately hated.
Yeah.
I think I say without hyperbole that I genuinely believe that this book is, as a whole, one of the greatest editorial disasters and mistakes in history. Not just in comic books, but just within any artistic medium.
Yeah.
This is the most insane, disastrous misstep that I have ever read.
That's big.
And
That's
for
big
what comes
statements.
after it,
Yeah.
and the fact that we are still living in the ramifications of this book and what happened in it today,
Yeah.
it is crazy.
Quite a headline for Marshall. Biggest editorial disaster in history.
Yes.
Happened within our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And they made a movie out of it.
Kind of.
kind of.
But I actually interestingly, I think the movie did it in a way that makes it work.
Oh, I think everybody agrees with that. Yeah. I think that's a standard take.
Yeah.
I have a personal life anecdote from this book.
Okay.
I went to buy my brother-in-law a Christmas gift on Good Friday, on Black Friday specifically.
Yep.
Did not buy it pre-Easter.
Okay.
On Good Friday. And I went to Rainbow Comics here in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. They were so picked over by the end of the day on Black Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, I know the guy likes Spider-Man, so let me find a Spider-Man thing. And the only thing that they had that I had ever heard of, and they had some random trades on just like small thing, but the only thing they had that I had ever heard of was One More Day.
It's crazy that they would even have it in stock.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
They had one copy of it, and I went, man, I know, even then I knew the controversy, still had not read it. I actually hadn't read it till we read it for this episode.
Yeah.
100% true. But I bought it for him and gave it to him. And then afterwards I went, I hope that this doesn't look like a slap in the face, because it was not intended to be that, with it being as controversial as it is.
I hope you don't turn him off from comic books forever.
I hope that too. Yeah. That's really accurate. I think it gets too much hate.
Okay.
And which is the standard for us, is that you're more critical. I am more like, I think it gets more hate than it really deserves.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk
about the origin of this thing.
I'm going to read the descriptions
Fine.
first that was given to us by League of Comic Geeks.
Okay, good.
It says, one of the most talked about Spider-Man stories of all time from creative masterminds J. Michael Straczynski and Joe Quesada. The stakes have never been higher for Peter Parker, not ever. In his darkest hours, and he's had plenty, Peter has always had one shoulder to lean on, the person who'd remind him who he is, was, and can be. Now he's about to lose that person. will Peter and Mary Jane, what would Peter and Mary Jane do? What would you do just to have one more day?
Yeah.
That's so delightful. I love it.
This is how this came about. This is the origin of this book. Basically, this story is entirely driven by Marvel's, at the time, editor-in-chief Joe Quesada.
Yeah, Joe Cheese.
Quesada firmly believed that being married made Peter Parker look older, less relatable to young readers, and limited the types of dramatic soap opera stories writers could tell.
Which, let's address that. Not true.
No.
Just plain old not accurate to the reality of how people read this character.
Not at all, especially when you go back and read, couple decades worth of them being married.
Yes.
From like Web of Spider-Man, Craven, the episode from last week.
Yeah.
That was when they were very freshly married. Like, this is this stuff that it works very well. Yeah. We like them together. They still have difficulties. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the Straczynski era where they have like a back and forth of like things are not going well.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't tell stories. The same thing with Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Like, it's not inherent to the character that he's a loner like Batman.
Right, exactly. Because for anybody who doesn't know, like, you know how every mainstream media thing that you see Spider-Man in, he's like a teenager?
Yeah.
He's like in high school.
Yeah.
Until he like, the only time you ever really see him like in movies that are widely known and stuff like that, only time you see him when he's older is when he's like mentoring somebody else, a younger Spider-Man or something like that. Not accurate to the comics in the least. In the comics, he's a teenager for a little bit.
Yep.
And he spends most of his time, most of the issues that anybody has ever read, he's in his 20s, 30s.
He's a grown-up man.
Like that. He's a grown-up adult man. And so...
charismatic, well-dressed, people like him.
Yeah. So this feels like Joe Quesada just saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's very frustrating and silly. So... the Quesada strictly refused to let Peter and Mary Jane get a divorce, arguing that a divorce would make Peter look unheroic and alienate fans who looked up to him. Therefore, a supernatural retcon was deemed the only clean way to reset the status quo. Straczynski openly clashed with editorial over the direction. He did not want to do this.
Right.
When Quesada insisted on erasing the marriage via a deal with Mephisto, Straczynski actually asked to have his name removed from the final 2 issues.
Yeah.
But he was talked out of it to avoid a PR disaster of very, very public dissent of a guy who actually knows what he's doing saying, this is a horrible idea. Yeah. Like, please take my name. That's crazy to be to the point where you're like, I don't even want my name on this.
Yeah, I don't want credit.
And they didn't look at that and say, maybe we're going too far.
Right. Yeah. If he was a nobody, then it'd be a different thing. This is JMS though. This is
a guy who is well known in the industry.
Very well done.
Has written a lot of Spider-Man up to this point. Well loved runs.
Yeah. 100%.
Invented Moreland and like all this different stuff. I don't know, man.
Thank goodness he was wrong, because then we got this work of art.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an interesting place to start, already like mired in creative turmoil, and then you get into the story.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So we can just do a really quick flyover of what this thing is.
Yeah.
Basically, during Civil War, Iron Man convinced Peter to unmask publicly to support the Registration Act. Peter eventually flipped sides and joined Captain America, and then Kingpin ordered a hit on Peter. The sniper misses and shoots Aunt May instead, leaving her comatose and dying in a hospital under a fake name.
It's terribly traumatic. Poor Aunt May.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, theoretically, the setup for this is really good. The stuff that is happening before this story is really interesting.
Yeah,
creates really good drama. Yeah. The stuff that's just post-Civil War, Spider-Man Back in Black, drawn by Ron Garney.
Yep.
Great stuff of him, like Peter going and finding where Fisk is in prison, taking off his entire costume and just beating the hell out of him.
Yeah.
It's very, very good.
It's really good stuff. Yeah.
And Garney's work is fantastic in it.
Do you remember who authored that?
I do not. It might be Straczynski.
I don't either. Dude, and if that is, can we look this up?
Sure.
Because if that is Straczynski.
You look it up while I keep going with this here.
Yeah.
Peter then goes on a desperate, frantic quest across the Marvel Universe to save Aunt May. He begs Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and even some villains for a cure, but everyone tells him it's impossible outside of their power. You got it?
It is JMS.
There you go.
It is JMS who wrote that.
Because it would have been part of his main line ongoing.
Man, what a slap in the face to then be told you have to abide by these like weird rules. It feels like a much more like targeted version of like the rules that the Comics Code Authority would have about what you can and can't do.
And
all of a sudden it's like you can't have them have a divorce because that would be so unheroic. Have him make a deal with Satan instead. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's still in effect, but there used to be a Peter Parker Bible essentially of like this is what you can and cannot do.
Oh,
and there's a lot of stuff on there that is just like, do not let him have any kind of like negative character traits or like things that he would do wrong, like make him a perfect boy.
Right.
Who you can
Don't
just
make
be
him
a
interesting.
self-insert.
Don't make him an interesting character with complexities.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So he can't find a cure in any kind of worldly power. Mephisto, basically the devil, approaches Peter and MJ with an offer. He will save Aunt May's life, but the cost is not Peter's soul, it's his and Mary Jane's marriage, the existence of their marriage. They will never have been married, and the world will forget Peter's secret identity.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the little twist that happens there initially of like, well, if you erase our marriage, like people will still know who I am and they'll still come after me. So like you should make it that I need people to not remember who I am too. And he's like, okay, fine, great. But it's like, and also they will not remember any of this.
Yes. Yeah.
It's basically a reset, a reboot, a change where like the history will have retroactively been different.
Yeah.
And there is a sequel to this book later on called One Moment in Time that eventually, like way too far later, explains what this alternate history is now and why they didn't ever get married and what happened there.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a nothing book.
Yeah.
Did you read this?
I did. It's kind of a damage control book, just a smidge.
And
like
it does nothing.
It doesn't go all the way to like retcon the retcon, which might have even been better. It just kind of, it just sort of like...
It just explains it in the most inconsequential way possible.
I think if I had read it at the time, yes, it's like, it is not of consequence. I think it was like 2010, so a handful of years later. It might have just reminded me of the unfortunate storyline that this was.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should probably just want to erase this from memory.
I mean, can you imagine like people were so, not to skip ahead to Legacy, but people hated this immediately.
A lot.
People hated this.
Yeah.
No one liked this book.
Yeah.
No one liked this change. It was universally despised.
Yeah.
And then years later, Joe Quesada comes back to do a direct sequel to it.
Yeah.
And you're building this up of we're finally going to get an explanation and see why things are the way they are. And Peter and MJ's relationship is maybe going to be on the mend.
Yeah.
And in reality, all it is Peter and MJ hang out in his apartment and just talk about basically the only reason the explanation is just, Peter got stuck. A villain landed on top of him. He fell off of a building, and a big fat thug landed on top of him and knocked him out on his wedding day.
Yes.
And he didn't make it there.
He was asleep in the alley, so he couldn't get to the wedding.
Literally, he just got knocked out and couldn't make it. And that was the final straw for Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And they don't even make it like, I'm angry at you and I'm going away. It's just like, is that battery dying? Is it not plugged in? What? It does nothing for you. It's just like reinforces the status quo and gives you no concrete, interesting reason. It doesn't even create any kind of dramatic stakes around the thing.
Right.
It's just like, yep, it still happened, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I know. You're so right.
It's like, oh,
I know.
Why did you tell me about this?
Yeah, I didn't need to know this background. Yeah.
Quesada was like, maybe I'm thinking about maybe doing a sequel to One More Day soon. Well, it'll be a few years from now. It's like, what isn't that this thing? First of all, it's like he saw how well Hush 2 was going and thought, I need to get in on that.
Yeah. It's like Joe, you saw the movie. That was the best outcome for your legacy of the story that you mandated be created by these guys. And to be clear, I think that a lot has happened during Joe Quesada's tenure as editor. Or a lot did happen, I should say, I guess.
In like the Brand New Day era with the Spider-Man Brain Trust, which we'll talk about next week.
I mean, even beyond the Spider-Man books, just as he has helped oversee Marvel publications as a whole, a lot of good things have happened.
Name 3.
I don't know.
There you go.
Well, I'm just... What do you mean? Wait,
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait, are you saying because you disagree?
I think that this book is a mess. And I think that it kind of is the beginning. Civil War in general feels like an interesting idea that then kind of became the downfall of Marvel Comics in a lot of ways, because things became a lot more intense and gritty, and there's some good stuff that happened. It's not like it's all crap. Like there's we were just talking about Hickman's Avengers and Secret Wars and Time Runs Out, all this really dramatic, interesting stuff. There is some good stuff. There's plenty of good comics that happened after that. But there's a kind of change in the tone that also came with the MCU, where now everything is a little too
kind of gets pressured to go in that direction.
And like Marvel, the idea behind Marvel versus DC has always been that it's the world outside your window.
Right.
It's a different kind of thing than DC, where everybody's a god and magical and stuff like that. But it's still fantastical and silly and whatever, and it's a comic book. And with the MCU and with the post-Civil War kind of era, things become a lot more militarized, a lot more gritty, and I don't know that that's really all been for the benefit of the books. And then you do a hard turn the other direction with All New, All Different, and it just, there has to be an in-between somewhere, and there's a big shakeup happening right now. The current editor-in-chief is moving on, hilariously, to Japan. This is a guy, do you know about Cebulski? So this is somewhat related maybe, because he was the Spider-Man editor and stuff like that. C.B. Cebulski, for years, went by, I don't remember what it is, but a pseudonym of a Japanese man. He had a Japanese pseudonym. This is a white male.
Delightful. Yeah.
And he had a Japanese pseudonym, something Yoshida, Akira Yoshida or something like that.
Interesting.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
We all thought that this was, this new up and coming writer was this interesting,
Which I guess is the point of a pseudonym. It's like,
I guess, but it's like, this is maybe
once we find out, it's like, what are you doing?
Kind of weird.
It's his
weird choice.
It's his persona, please.
So what's funny is that he is not just leaving Marvel.
Right.
He's actually being sent to Japan to spearhead a move into manga.
Is he having his name legally changed?
I don't know.
I would love it.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
That it's like, he's back.
Yeah. He's back.
He's returned.
Yeah.
And then Steven, I think it's Steve Wacker. Crazy last name.
Hardly even know her.
Yep.
Oh no. Wait, hang on. Do I take it back?
Maybe.
I maybe should.
He got announced as the new guy, and also very quickly a Twitter thread resurfaced of a woman who worked at Marvel however many years ago, talking very openly and explicitly about a harassment situation.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable and very weird with him specifically.
Oh, can't do harassment.
What was that?
I don't know what that was. One of your lamps? Or is that one? Or did you have that running?
No.
Something changed.
Oh, that light went out.
Oh, good night.
Okay, well, that's fine.
That's fine.
And it's not great. And there was a point in it when she was like, I've made peace with this, and this was years ago. And then she then came back and said something about it. So I don't know what the status of that guy's employment is.
Yeah. Can't do harassment, though, famously.
Can't do harassment.
That's
not a good thing to do.
You should know that.
Should not do that. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, she clarified like there was not like a power dynamic thing there. Like they were on the same level and all that different stuff, but still not good.
Not good.
I don't know. Not the point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that this Civil War and then this book especially was a downward spin, downward spiral, especially for Spider-Man.
As with so many things, there should be editorial oversight and leadership and a shared vision. This isn't the way to do it, though. It's not. It's not by like enforcing rules on characters and taking away artistic freedoms from your actual creative team that's doing their best to work on it. All that good stuff. Don't do that as an editor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean there aren't like shining moments in this. I think there are like some.
Tell me about some of them.
I think there are moments in this story that do stand out. I mean, truthfully, I did find it. I found it to be kind of a page turner for the first half of it.
The setup of it is interesting for sure.
Yeah, really, really good. Where it's just like you see like a desperation in Peter Parker that you usually don't see.
Yeah.
And the through line to all this, I think, is there's a certain reader fictional Joe Schmo reader that I can think of that would find this to be like his favorite Spider-Man story of all time. You know what I mean? Maybe a freak, maybe somebody though that I just think there's a defensible position to say this is my favorite Spider-Man book. Maybe not the best quality.
You can say it's your favorite.
Yeah, and
you'll be a freak.
Well, if can you say into camera real quick as well?
You're a freak.
You're a freak if you like this, says Marshall, not me. I don't say.
If this is your favorite,
I love you. I tell you that at the end of every single episode. But
I say good luck because you're a freak.
Yep.
And you're gonna have it hard in life.
Jeepers. Okay. Anyhow, that person whose favorite book this is,
Joe Schmo,
the freak, Joseph Schmo.
Yeah,
he has read through the entire, the motivation. He's watched this rising action of Peter Parker going, okay, I can't save Aunt May on my own. The government hates me. I got to go to Iron Man, even though he works for the government because he's the smartest brain I know. Okay, Iron Man beat the heck out of me and he won't help me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go to Doctor Strange. Okay, Doctor Strange can't or won't help me. Maybe both.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to every other person. So you get this montage in it of him going to. He goes to like everybody.
Like Doom, I think, like everybody.
He goes to friend of the channel, Dr. Doom. Yeah, he goes to
Gamma.
Where else does he go to?
Ryan.
He asks Gamma and Ryan.
Yeah,
and
still waiting for that battle.
Yes, Wyatt and Adrian and Emily and all of our other
those
viewers.
freaks.
All those freaks. And he, so he goes to all of them and says, "Can you use your considerable power to help me save my aunt who is bleeding to death in the hospital or whatever?" And all of them say no.
Yeah.
And so, you think of Peter Parker as, among many things, as somebody who is like, he will overcome whatever odds.
Mm-hmm.
He will always fall to despair and he'll always rise above it to win the day.
No.
He can't win the day in this case. And that's a really interesting rock and hard place kind of a story that I enjoyed reading quite a bit when I was reading through this.
Yeah.
So when
until
Mephisto shows up.
Yeah, until the hand of God, the editorial man shows up and says, "What if I do this to you?"
Yeah.
And it's just
this other thing.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing. And the fact that like Mary Jane makes the choice for him, he doesn't even decide because he wouldn't have decided. We would not have. If this was going to play out the way that it would have just played out if these characters were going to do what they would do, Mary Jane would not have done that.
Yeah.
And Peter would not have, made this deal because ultimately he knows that it would be wrong.
Yeah.
But, this is the beginning also of Mary Jane's ultimate character assassination she just has never been the same character since then.
Kind of both of them in some ways.
Yeah.
Peter goes back, but like in this time in the history of the comic, they're both just very different people than we're used to them being.
Yeah. Dog. Do I bring her down? Do I let her come and sit?
Give her a second, maybe. She might need to. These ones sound serious. This is Penella. She likes me so much. And she likes you guys too. I would imagine. What were we talking about? We were talking
character assassination. They there's this big debate that the two characters go on of like, do they do this thing? Do they not do this thing?
Yeah. This is after Mephisto shows up and talks to them both separately, but makes them the same offer of sell me your marriage, because it's because he says it's like the most holy marriage out there, which even that I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Part of there's some form of that I don't really mind, where it's like this is the perfect relationship in the eyes of God or whatever. It's like that's kind of an engaging thing for these two. I don't know if it necessarily fits them, nor should it, because it's like that. Like again, going back to the idea that like Peter Parker shouldn't be perfect, and it stands to reason that by extension neither should his like lifelong relationship. But
I don't know, man. It just, and along the way, he's like led by the ghost of Christmas future and past and whatever.
Yeah, he's like led by Mephisto's, or no, it's by like projections of
himself,
like his future self that Mephisto has cooked up from the timeline.
Yep, and then like some little girl, and then a lady. It's like, what's that all about?
Yeah.
And you find out at the very end that was the potential future child of Peter and MJ.
Not even
And
potential.
it's just like,
The confirmed future child.
Apparently.
Not yet named Mayday Parker for the record. But,
yeah. And it's just like, what is the point, man?
Yeah.
Like, this is just messed up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter because they don't even remember any of this.
Right.
That is the thing that No Way Home does that makes this idea work. There's two ways to me
Okay.
that this story can go that make it actually interesting and make it actually work for the character. If they take the deal, there's a version where they take the deal and a version where they don't. The version where they take the deal, make one or both of them remember that this happened, that there was this previous version of this. Make it be Peter.
Sure.
So he has this kind of weight and guilt and then has to, I don't know, re-establish his entire life or something.
Or just
if he
live
wants
with it
to,
being a mess.
or
yeah.
let it go
Yeah.
because of this big thing that they do in this one moment in time thing
Yeah.
of like, I can't do it with all of these late nights and I'm so stressed out and I'm going crazy because I don't know if you're living or dead and you're gone for a week at a time sometimes.
Yeah.
And all like, then Peter can see that and say like, maybe she's better off without me. That's what we're getting in this new movie.
Yeah.
And that is an interesting conflict,
Yeah.
an interesting internal conflict.
I agree.
With them both not remembering and just this being erased, you are shown very clearly that this is just a new status quo.
Yeah.
This is not something that is going to matter in any real way for the characters.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that has changed, has been undone. Harry's alive, all this different stuff. And maybe some writer someday will just bring them back to where they came from.
Yeah.
But it won't be for any reason that has to do with this book.
Yeah.
Unless they do retroactively make it like Mephisto's here and they all remember that this was their old life or something.
Right.
Which is never going to happen.
And it doesn't matter anymore. Like
It doesn't.
There's so much history
It's been
between
so
then and
long
now.
now.
Yeah.
Mary Jane is Venom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Totally. Yeah.
The other way
Yeah.
that I think this works is if they do not take the deal, Aunt May dies.
Right.
That is so much more interesting. Stop.
Probably. Yeah.
That's because you have this. This is now Uncle Ben. Peter didn't actually really have a choice in this. Like it's a false dilemma of, you know, I didn't intervene with this and now this guy died.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, Peter.
Right.
You don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
If it's just it is the way it is.
Which is whatever he's telling him throughout. It's like there's some things that you just got to let go of.
Yes.
This is a garbage situation, Peter, and we're all acknowledging that.
Yeah.
But there's not a way out of this. Like
So
sometimes
him-
people do die.
Having him go through that
Yeah.
with still like give the whole dilemma of Mephisto saying, I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
And this will happen.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. And then have it ultimately be him making this choice of like, I can't do that.
Sure.
She's an old woman. She's lived a really good life. All of this stuff that all these people have said. And then let him live with the knowledge that he had to make this choice, that he did make this choice.
Yeah.
This one is more directly his fault.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is something interesting dramatically to wrestle with.
Yeah.
That can strain the marriage. If we're talking about not enough soap opera drama,
Right.
have
yeah.
Aunt May die
Yeah.
and then have there be dramatic tension between this husband and wife
Yeah.
in a very difficult era in the comics. Like, but we just don't do that.
Totally. Yeah.
And it just feels like such a cheap way out to, you know, reset some stuff, but really it's not even resetting the history of the character.
Yeah.
It's not like they go back and they actually change great swaths of history. So now this is like the ultimate universe and everything's fresh and we're telling these stories for the first time.
Right.
And we can do an alternate take on Doc Ock. And we can do an alternate take on this thing. It's like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're just inventing this false new status quo, throwing a bunch of new villains that nobody cares about that aren't that interesting at us.
Which we'll talk more about next week.
Yep. And then saying, isn't this better?
Yeah.
Isn't this better
Right.
than the decades of history that you've invested emotionally into?
You've actually enjoyed so far.
Yeah.
No,
It's
true.
like, what a slap in the face, this whole book.
Yeah.
And man, there's moments then in Brand New Day that just, it's like they're starting to kind of go back and hint like maybe they'll talk to each other. And then Mary Jane will like to the screen just be like, I'm leaving New York and I don't know if I will come back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It's like this manufactured,
why do
will
we,
they, won't they? It's
you're
Cheers.
just talking at the reader now.
Yeah.
And saying like, screw you.
Right.
We know this is what you want. We've heard you. You hate what we've done here.
Yeah. You want to hate it more?
Too bad.
Get ready. Yeah. No, I know.
It's so frustrating to me.
Well, like I think divorced of what we know comes after this, right? At the time, it's like I think there could have been. Again, think about Joe Schmo, and the way that he read it. I could see a world where it's like, oh, Spider-Man's whole thing is responsibility. Always has been. This is his shot to be responsible, and he chooses not to.
But he doesn't.
He chooses the irresponsible thing. What do you mean?
Mary Jane makes the choice for him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She does it for him.
Yeah.
And they do this weird tease where she like whispers something in Mephisto's ear.
Yeah.
But like, what did she say?
Comes
and then you
back to
read
her,
one moment in time, and she's just saying, oh, Peter wouldn't make this choice by himself, so I'm going to make that choice.
Yeah. And it's like, that
That's
wasn't that
it?
interesting. Yeah,
That's
totally.
the secret?
Yeah. We already knew that.
We saw you do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So it is much more of a character, just a character failure for her, not necessarily for him in those ways. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, she shouldn't, to your point, I don't know that she's the character to make that weighty of a decision.
No.
So I agree with you there.
And if they're going to change this thing and say that making this choice is something that needs to happen, then what comes out of it needs to be better.
Yeah.
And what comes out of it is Peter living in Queens with Aunt May.
Yeah.
As like a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
With a new kind of vaguely interesting love interest. Harry is back from the dead with no real explanation. Like there's just things that
Not
are
at first,
different.
at least. Yeah.
And we don't really know what the history is, but it's like there are interesting stories that come out of Brand New Day, but all of it is just mired by the fact that we're in this new weird continuity that doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah, the roots don't feel right because it started under this pretext of a character that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's like we're now no longer caught up with this character, even if we've read every issue up till now.
Yeah.
As of 2007.
And I'm reading all of these stories, and we'll get again more into this. We're going to say a lot of the same things in Brand New Day probably. But I'm reading all these stories and I'm just thinking like, why does any of what's happening here stop?
Yeah.
Because Peter would be married.
Yeah.
None of it.
Not really.
There's this weird triangle that happens between Harry's new girlfriend and Peter.
Yeah, true.
But she can be, dishonest while Peter also has a wife.
Yeah.
She's already cheating on Harry by kissing Peter.
Right.
So it's not like it would stop her if he was married. Like, and even so, it's like we don't care about this. It just feels like stupid soap opera stuff. Like
totally.
You look at the Claremont X-Men, and that's good soap opera nonsense.
Yeah.
Peter Parker has that with the coffee bean gang, and oh look, he's got the coffee bean shop again, and that's cool. It's just like the comic books, guys. You remember from 1960?
Right.
No one was alive.
Yeah,
they were all dead.
We weren't there. We missed it.
Like the people who are reading it at that time were not reading those books.
Yeah.
It's sorry.
You're freaking out, Penella.
Sorry, sweetie.
Puppy.
It just makes me mad.
She didn't even read this book.
This book makes me mad. What did the people think? Let's talk about art real quick.
Yeah, hit me with the artwork. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I don't like Joe Quesada's art.
It was it was kind of nothing.
It's fine.
I didn't find it to be remarkable kind of at all.
He feels like a late 90s, early 2000s artist.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me that he's editor-in-chief and now makes himself the artist on this book when there was already an artist previously on The Amazing Spider-Man. Like, why not have that person do that? Why not have somebody like Steve McNiven, who comes in Brand New Day, was just drawing in the other one, Civil War. I don't love his art. There's a lot of weird faces. The dynamism of it feels off at times. I don't know. I don't totally understand what the deal is and what's going on and what the plan is.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for either. It feels nostalgic. I'll say that because it very much to me feels like the style that was popularized when I started reading comics, which would be around this time.
That makes sense.
I can think of a few standout panels. There's one when he's fighting Iron Man, when Peter is, that is.
Yeah.
He's got his face out, so he can express a lot more. Because again, his secret identity is out at this point, so he doesn't care about
he's just running
being
around.
seen. And so, but yeah, he is like really mad at Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's cool to see. That's fun. I like a Peter Parker that's a little mad, a little rude sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I like a funny, quippy Spider-Man too. Did I say Iron Man? I meant to say Spider-Man. I like a funny, quippy Spider-Man as well.
You get a little bit of both out there.
You do get a little bit of both in this. Starting again in Brand New Day after this.
Yeah.
He gets much quippier and much less like pissed off,
Yeah.
which like fits with the trajectory at the very least.
Well,
So
there's
you
no
know.
dead ants in that book, so
Yes. Yeah. Just the ones on the pavement.
just uncles.
Just uncles. Sad. It's very
What was that
sad.
noise?
Puppy. But yeah, art overall, I give
It's
it a
serviceable.
fine. Yeah, a very
fine.
average performance. Yeah,
Yeah, the colors are fine.
yeah,
I don't know. I think a lot of it's just undercut by the book itself. The way that Quesada draws Mephisto is really cool, and the rest of it is kind of just fine.
yeah.
I don't know. This book just makes me depressed. What's the legacy? Tell me about the legacy of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, legacy-wise, this was just about entirely panned by everybody, as we've kind of been saying already. It's like it was the kind of thing that nobody asked for. It's not like Jason Todd, where they took a poll, they took a vote for this,
Yeah.
and some people liked it and some people didn't. This was something that nobody wanted except for Joe Cheese, and that's just kind of how it went. The primary critique is that trading your marriage to the devil to save an elderly aunt who has lived a full life feels wildly out of character,
Yep.
selfish, and it does. And I think that's probably a legitimate criticism after that. After all of that, but from an editorial standpoint, it successfully achieved what Quesada wanted. It launched this new continuity.
Yeah.
It's brought back this rotating writers thing, which we'll talk a little bit more about next week. But you get Dan Slott, you get Mark Guggenheim, you get Joe Kelly. And it kind of fixed the pacing issues that were kind of just like being an issue for the whole thing. But yeah, even now it kind of remains this scar in Marvel Comics continuity. After reading it and rereading the history, because I'd at least seen what people thought of this in the past. It kind of gave me a new appreciation for Spider-Man No Way Home. I was like, this.
Yeah.
The odds were kind of stacked against the creative team for even trying to dig into this and make something new out of it. I think
Somehow
probably
they made it work.
Yes.
Retroactively, I'm like, okay.
Overall, pretty well. And, I think it also probably had the maybe unintended effect of sending people back to this book and having a whole new generation go, oh, this was a bad choice.
Yeah, which is weird because I don't remember anybody talking about One More Day when No Way Home came out.
Not a lot, at least.
But it's like I didn't even think about it until I read it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is basically that story.
I heard the Mephisto deal tossed around a ton. Like, oh, they're putting Doctor Strange in place of Mephisto in this story. That was kind of it, though. I think
This
that's kind of all we got. It's fine. It's fine. Read it and see for yourself. If you have read it, let us know what you think of it.
If you have read it, let us know your login information and we can be friends on Reddit.
Yeah, send me your credit card info, those 3 wacky numbers on the back, and the expiration date. If you want Peter and Mary Jane to get back together, all we need is that
make it happen.
information. Yeah, we'll talk to them.
Thanks everybody for being here. Here's some of my art. You can buy that stuff. So one of them is Spider-Man at least. Here's Michael's book. You can check that out too. We have a membership program. You can check all the tiers out of that. There's different stuff on there. You can be Linda's Strongest Soldier if you want to. Or you can do other stuff. I don't care, guys. It's up to you.
Everything you want a YouTuber to say at the end of their video is, I don't care.
Do not subscribe.
Don't become
Dislike the video.
Don't become one of Linda's Strongest Soldiers. I tried to talk her into
doing
a
endorsement.
Little, a little promo for anybody who does get that
Hi
membership
there.
tier.
I'm Linda.
My mom is very Southern. She's not. I'm lying.
We all know it.
If she's watching this, she's gonna be like,
Hello, I am Linda.
She'll be like, why are you idiots
My
talking
name
about me
Linda.
this way? Oh, she doesn't call you an idiot. She probably would call me an idiot potentially.
And a freak.
Yeah. Maybe she'll comment. Linda, comment on this one. Love you.
Good luck.
And also to you, the audience, we love you. Keep reading comics.
Good luck.